just found him. Officially 5 on first down. Mahomes, clean pocket. Marquez Valdez-Scantling comes back to get it to the 25-yard line. Gain of 14. And a first down in front of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. With Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. 2nd and 10. Mahomes thinking about getting out of there. Superman cape is on. And Mahomes is taken off. First down to the 9. From the 1, left-hand catch by Mahomes on the snap. Scanning, open for the touchdown, it's Rice. Welcome to Kansas City, Rashee Rice.
Welcome in here, Donovan Smith. Welcome in, Jawan Taylor. These guys, the protection is why this play won. Anytime you can rush 4 and hold the ball that long, there's no way you're beating Patrick Mahomes.
3rd and 17. The former baseball player who was drafted by the Detroit Tigers, Patrick Mahomes. With time down the middle of the field for Bart Valdez-Scantling, who caught it as he cut inside of Jerry Jacobs to the 30-yard line. After the gain of 34, Mahomes right back to it. And firing, wants it over there, got it at the 5. First and goal for Kansas City. Back-to-back big plays of 34, then 26. First and goal. Mahomes, looking, sidearm sling for the touchdown. Mahomes goes to Blake Bell, who rings it up, and the Chiefs take the lead.
Anzalone right here is going to be the one that's going to see that inside receiver break there, and as soon as he did.
6 defensive backs for Jacksonville. Deep drop. Mahomes will loft it in the air. It is caught by Watson. Mahomes drops it in the bucket. Working against Trey Herndon. 2nd down with 3:40 left. Mahomes deep drop. Mahomes will run it. Mahomes avoids it and leans forward across the 30-yard line. Patrick Mahomes running for 14 yards and a first down. They're going to have to run a play, though. There's a 1-second differential. Mahomes on 3rd down and 6. Mahomes stops, floats it up. It is caught wide open. Sky Moore. And Moore will get tackled from behind.
We start the second quarter, 3rd and 2 for Patrick Mahomes. Blitz coming, picked up road. Travis Kelce, wide open, easy pitch and catch, and a first down for Kansas City.
Because right now when they go zone, there's a lot of space.
Mahomes, little pressure, steps away, floats one deep down the far sideline. It is caught. Beauty to Justin Watson. Four-man rush. Plenty of time. Mahomes just going to take off and tiptoe in bounds. First down and out of bounds to stop the clock with 27 seconds in the half. 3rd and 7. Blitz coming and it's picked up. Mahomes going deep. Marquez Valdez-Scantling makes the grab. Cuts back inside the 25. 11th play of the drive. Mahomes lofting end zone. There it is. A touchdown to Kelce.
Two plays in a row. Andy Reid's trying to get his best player the ball, and just a great little nod shake route down in the goal line. And
Quincy's brother Quinnen is the star up front on the D-line for the Jets. 2nd and 10. Mahomes flushed, steps up, ready to take off, and he'll turn it into a first down. How many times does he do it? It's the spring 3. Mahomes wide open. It's Noah Gray to the end zone with a touchdown. So another 3rd down and another big play. This time it is Gray with his first of the year. And the Chiefs are rolling. To his tight end. So many of those to Kelce. There's another good tight end. Noah Gray with that one. 17-0 KC.
Been desperately trying to get the ball back to Kelce.
Mahomes has time here. Gets with coverage downfield. Mahomes with forever's got a long way to go. Got 10, got 20, got the first down at the 35-yard line. And he gives you the Kelce point. Mahomes has Jerick McKinnon as his back. galloping away. Mahomes pressured, escaping again. Mahomes got the first down and goes down inbounds before the touchdown that will end the game.
It looked extremely awkward as Mahomes goes down the field. That's Watson. Did he get the feet down? I think they're going to say yes. Catch.
All the guys up here, Jim. You got to get this ball out.
Here comes Hunter. There's Mahomes. And Mahomes' pass is caught. Oh, what a catch by Watson. He leaped right over Bynum and took it away from him.
Motion, you got man-to-man. You got pressure coming at you.
It's Rice for the touchdown. Rashee Rice at the goal line. And this impressive rookie has his second touchdown of the season.
Right here, he goes up, uses that body, and that's not easy to do against Murphy.
Bolton had the 36-yard fumble return in the Super Bowl. Fired wide open, Kelsey. Stiff arming down the sideline. Long gain again, run out by Justin Simmons. It is just astonishing. Play action from the 28. Caught, juggled, holds on. Kelsey slot left. He is phenomenal in the red zone. They go the other way, caught for a touchdown. Kadarius Toney into the end zone, so they finally break through.
Scantling does a good job of just kind of getting in the way of the slot corner McMillan. Just kind of slows his route down, creates just enough of a pick there.
Chiefs will get the ball to start the second half. Mahomes to the 42-yard line. Now he's going to take that timeout.
You end up seeing a lot of guys not to just make rosters, but guys that are major contributors.
Third down 11. Mahomes dancing around, stepping up. He's going to run it. Can he get to the first down? Yes, he can. And out of bounds. 3rd and 2. Throws, caught. Rashee Rice to the 40-yard line.
15 seconds left in regulation.
Boy, how about that? Stefanski says, you know what? If we're going to win this one, we're going to bring them all in. James Hudson, the extra offensive line. We're going to put an offensive lineman at fullback, and we're going to bring in the hammer.
Trying to figure out whatever I want to do, and you got to trust a guy like that, and Andy Reid does.
He faked the handoff to McKinnon. Wasn't there what Mahomes wanted. Pass. There he is, Valdez-Scantling. He dives, and he's in for the touchdown. I'll never forget what we saw him do in Minnesota. Rolled an ankle, looked like a high ankle sprain, came back and was a huge factor in the second half. And there's another catch by Kelsey. He's got one man to beat. Kelsey tackled down at the 5-yard line. Marlowe prevents the touchdown. 54 yards on that pass play. To the end zone, and back to the end zone resides Rice with the touchdown.
Just an outstanding job. I told you Rice is targeted as much as anybody on this team. Him and Kelsey tied, and that looks like it's another touchdown. You know, isn't really being in phase. The back end and the front end working together.
2nd and 5. Dancing around. On the run, and he's able to contort and throw. Down to the 11-yard line for number 11, Valdez-Scantling. Converted to first downs.
3rd and 11. 3rd and 11 plus, Jim.
Yep.
Offense have gotten 8 out of 12. It should be like 2 or 1.
As Mahomes is running for it, and this is going to be another conversion. There it is.
McKinnon is the back. 6 in the secondary. 3rd and 13 for Mahomes. Blocked by Smith. Downfield he goes. Caught. What a grab, Watson. Working on a couple defensive backs. He's deep into Denver territory at the 32. 2nd down, 8 more on the fly. Mahomes is looking at him. Tooney the block. Look at the time. Tooney sticking with him. Mahomes on the run. Needs the 22. Dancing and breaking tackles of Henningsen, and finally hit and brought down by Harris with a big 4th down stop of Russell Wilson. And the Chiefs get it over in downs. 1st and 10. They go outside. Rice gets by Singleton. Look at the speed. He explodes downfield and finally whacked down that sideline by Moreau. Second down and 10. 5 in the secondary. Mahomes on the move. Blocked by Pacheco, buying him time. And it's caught on the play by Justin Watson. Second catch today. Down he goes. 47 of Denver.
First snap of the game is a Mahomes pass. Over the middle. That's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. From Miami's 36. Mahomes. Caught. Noah Gray. 4:34 to go. Second quarter. Mahomes retreats and finds Skymore. For first down and more. Number 15. Lots of time. And he steps up. And he's got room in front. Makes a move. Patrick Mahomes gets close. Gave everyone a thrill wearing red.
Pass is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Justin Watson.
Well, keep an eye on Kevin Byard, the safety, and he looked like he got a little confused. Everyone else was in man coverage.
Checo knew where the camera was, too.
Here's Mahomes. In trouble and able to break that tackle. And tiptoe down the sideline for a positive play to the 11. So third down and 15. Mahomes lets it go for the first down. Mahomes backpedaling. Watson. What a throw. What a throw by Mahomes.
Who was let go about a month ago. First and 10, Mahomes. Smith the block and downfield he goes. Caught by Kelsey. A 27-yard catch and run by Kelsey puts him at the Raider 30. It's Pacheco. He gets it off to James. The flea flicker. Mahomes got him. Kelsey to the 8. Oh, that was a beautiful play.
Taking the same approach here, counting on their defense, keep them out of the end zone.
To the air, Mahomes. Pacheco is open. And so is Watson. Touchdown for a second consecutive game. Almost the same play they ran Monday against the Eagles.
Watch the release here. Goes to the inside. Spillane comes over and drills him, knocks him to the ground.
And then no one got on him.
Right. Credit to Watson.
Watson, Mahomes, underneath, Rice on the move, deep block by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That is a Kansas City touchdown. 39-yard strike, catch and run. Block late in the run.
Hobbs gets distracted by Watson's motion from the left, and he follows Watson too far into the inside. So when Rice works his drag route underneath Watson.
Third and 11. Deep drop by Mahomes. He pumps, looks, hit as he throws in the middle. It's caught by the former Packer, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who's got the first down at the 31-yard line.
In the first half, what do you want to see from him in the second?
Just continue with what he's been doing. I think we've been protecting him pretty well up front, and he's got great poise, and that's...
Donovan Smith out again. He's questionable to return with a neck injury. Wanye Morris is the left tackle on 3rd and 18. Mahomes is escaping and throws on the run, complete to Kelsey to the 35. And how about that little dance, almost hang time. Pacheco, who's running it all the way down here, is out again. Mahomes on 3rd and goal, inside for the touchdown to Noah Gray.
Right back, and just too many people to try and pay attention to on the field.
You don't know something we don't know, do you? Here's a 1st and 10 as Mahomes completes another one. Again, Dodson went off the field, is in the blue tent for the Bills defense. 1st and 10, and hang it out inside the 20 is Kelsey, bouncing around to the 11-yard line.
Who's spying the quarterback?
Looking left, now looking dead center, back of the end zone. It's a touchdown. Rashee Rice does it again.
Watch him come right across and get.
2nd and 3. Pass caught on the other side of the 50 by Rice.
Unbelievable throw.
When guys have had the opportunity to make those game-changing plays and they haven't done it.
Mahomes looking deep on the first play, and he drops it in for Noah Gray. Well, the second tight end behind Kelsey gets 32 yards on the Chiefs' first play from scrimmage. Patriots bringing some pressure. Lets it fly. Watson has it. What a strike from Mahomes. A bullet, 34 yards and a first down into Patriots territory. Bill's right on his average mark, 2 words, probably his season average for halftime interviews.
1 per question.
That's right. Here's Rice, wide open. And Rashee Rice, a big play to open the second half. The ball comes out. Did he get back on top of it? He somehow did. One of the stars on defense for him. 2nd and goal. Mahomes, first read taken away. Back of the end zone. Edwards-Helaire! Touchdown, Kansas City. 5-7, climbs the ladder for his first receiving touchdown of the year.
Some of these adjustments, I don't know how you defend them, because prior to that great catch right there by Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
2nd and 8. Mahomes going to use his legs again, and he's got another first down.
You got 2 downs. You don't have to if there's nothing there in the end zone.
3rd and goal. Pressure from behind. Somehow got away to the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown. Justin Watson.
This should have been a 3-man rush, and you're about to get a sack right there, and he gets out and then fires that ball. But that's all because Watson kept moving. That was not his initial route. He never stopped, and when you do that, you give yourself a
3rd and goal, 8 yards out. Kelsey's in a slot to the right side. There's Mahomes. Fires it! Touchdown, Kansas City! Pacheco on the receiving end.
Take a look over here. There's 4 guys, only 1 over here. You don't normally do that, but Pacheco's going to go right through the middle. And because they have not used this all year.
Standing up, ready to pounce is Hendrickson. On 3rd and 4, they double him up. So down the field goes Mahomes. He's got Watson. There is a flag down at the line of scrimmage. Watson able to make the big catch.
4th and 4, Mahomes. Now gonna have to make a play, and nobody does it better than him. There goes Mahomes inside the 10, first and goal. Vintage Patrick.
He's heating them up.
Here comes the blitz. Mahomes throws in the middle. Rice got it. Rashee Rice taking off. Rice down the sideline, inside the 30 to the 27-yard line with the Dolphins. 2nd and 10, shot for the tight end, Noah Gray. Brought it in, just shy of midfield. 2nd and 6, Mahomes back again, climbing through the pocket and taking off as Mahomes gets inside the 10 and the 5. Hit hard there at the 2-yard line. From the 45, protected again, rips it, Rice again. Rashee Rice injured in the 3rd quarter.
That's how they had success in week 14.
Mahomes with a good fake down the field. He finds Kelsey inside the 30, rumbling down to about the 28. He had A.J. Klein running with him. And 2nd down, launch wide open. Kelsey has the touchdown.
And you're going to watch, a motion goes back and forth, but Kelsey's going to go and get back into this area. Pause it right there. Look at this.
On 1st down, Mahomes going with a long ball. What a catch. MVS this time has it.
But a fumble or a turnover could cost you your season.
Mahomes couple of times he's able to fake as if he's going to give it up to Bell, and he keeps going as, my goodness, look at Mahomes.
They're coming after him right up that middle. He saw it. Both these guys. Kelsey one-on-one.
Here they come on 2nd and 8. He's able to get ahead of them and go down the field and connect at the 16-yard line, and Valdez-Scantling has another big catch.
Get someone going and then get it to the flat.
Drifting right, throwing. What a catch! That was Kelsey pulling it down for the first down on a 4th and 2.
Then you have a chance to win this game.
Well, last week, Houston did not have a single snap inside the 25. Here's Kansas City from the 19, throwing at the goal line, and it's caught by Kelsey for the touchdown. With Kyle Hamilton all over him, the matchup you wanted to watch, Kelsey wins it, and the Chiefs drive for an opening touchdown.
That's the first time a tight end has scored on Kyle Hamilton all year. Now, he has not seen he's played everyone, all the greats. You're expecting man when there's a line together.
Mahomes backpedals to the 37. He's got time. All kinds of time. Now escapes. Fires it at the last second, and Kelsey caught it. 2nd and 7. Mahomes down the field, wide open. It's Kelsey again, who's having just a monster first half. He gets the protection. He goes long, and on his back to ice it is Marquez Valdez-Scantling for the 2nd straight week.
They needed that other weapon on the outside other than Kelsey.
79 catches on the season for Rice as Mahomes rolls out and going deep, and it's caught at the 10-yard line. Mecole Hardman hauls it in. Chiefs all-time leading rusher in the postseason is Patrick Mahomes, who has it right now. He's got 10, 15, 20, 22 yards on the run before it's finally ended by Logan Ryan. And now set up in the red zone, trying to take the lead. Mahomes goes for it right away, wide open, touchdown, Valdez-Scantling. The Chiefs have their first lead in the Super Bowl.
This is who he's going to split. Normally you run him there, but you got Kelsey. It's a split release. Safety comes down. So instead of Kelsey running up the seam.
And 2nd and 10 with 9 minutes to go. Open, wide open. It's Watson, bounced out near the 20. With the game on the line.
Don't jump off sides first.
Mahomes has it. He's easily going to get the first. 3rd and a football.
Yeah, not a big deal now unless you don't get it.
Go up top. Mahomes cradles it and goes down to the 13-yard line.
Can only feel the number of people out there being like, what's going on?
1st and goal. Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
And this was the Andy Reid special. This was the Andy Reid special we talked about. He was saving all day. He's going to fake a motion to go across. And at that moment, he turns and goes back. Hardman, who they didn't have, right? And they go get Hardman and bring him back. And the game-winning drive of Mahomes' career, he's been waiting for. He's won Super Bowls, but he's never had it in an overtime. He is the best. He is the standard. Your Michael Jordan wins it again.
And they win it by 3 on this touchdown throw to Mecole Hardman, who started the season as a Jet.
Jim, I want you to know this was an incredible call. What they did, Andy Reid right here, and Mahomes' eyes holding people inside. You cannot look at Mahomes' eyes. Watch this right here. Pause that, right there. See this motion? As soon as that happens, Ward's eyes go to the next guy inside. And at that point, he's out leveraged. You have to time that motion perfectly where you could hide him behind. Andy Reid, that was a perfect